Hi dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to another video. I am very glad you're here because this morning as I was just pondering the brevity of life as I do from time to time, and especially the brevity of this thing called a ballet career, and I mean career loosely, like it could mean that you're pursuing a professional career in ballet or you're just doing it for fun, whichever. But I think we all know that our years dancing in the studio, especially in a rigorous sort of schedule, it is brief, relatively, and so it is really a beautiful thing to ponder how you can really get the most out of your time, the most satisfaction, the most joy, the most pleasure, because I think that's the point of dancing, enjoying it and giving others joy through watching us do something that we love, because to me, that's really what it's about. Along that theme, today I want to share with you 10 things that dancers need to stop doing because this career is so short in order to be happier. Point number one, dancers need to stop disrespecting themselves and disrespecting others. The way a lot of us do this is through participating in perpetuating the complaining culture of ballet and the self-deprecating kind of culture of ballet, which I've talked about in some videos. I will put in the cards or link in the description some videos that I've done before about the complaining culture in ballet and why it's incredibly problematic and what we can do about it. I think we all know, like, it's so normalized in our culture to see some other dancers, maybe some older dancers when you're young, just openly kind of hating on themselves or rejecting compliments or saying, no, that's not very good. Oh, I'm having a fat day. We can internalize that as normal and even exhibit that behavior in order to fit in. But I don't also want to just frame it in a way that's like, oh, you're just the natural victim of this circumstance, because I don't believe any of us are totally victims here. I think we're also complicit and we're perpetuating this culture. Every time we receive a compliment from a well-intending peer and we say, no, that wasn't very good, I didn't like it. Oh, really, I hated it. Ugh, I did a horrible job, which is pretty rude. If someone's going out on a limb to be nice and we can't say thank you. You're also, through judging yourself, you're actually putting your focus inwards. Think of your focus as kind of like a flashlight. If it's always in here, how are you going to be a light to other people in your environment? How are you going to be an inspiring artist to watch? How are you going to have that X factor and that joy, that love and that passion for what you're doing, and that expression that other people actually want some of when they watch you? We can't keep choosing to live with our focus in here, constantly criticizing everything that we do, every move we make, saying it's not enough. Ultimately, it's your choice to believe that. And it's your choice to stop doing that. It's your choice to see a circle of other dancers gossiping, slandering another dancer, or slandering the teacher, and they might feel justified in doing that because one dancer did something stupid or the teacher said something rude or hurtful. Yeah, people are going to be people. They're going to do stupid things. They're going to be mean sometimes. But are you going to perpetuate that negativity and that darkness really by sitting in that circle with your peers and gossiping just because it's entertaining and it feels good for a minute? We have to stop. And by choosing to stop disrespecting ourselves, and just training our minds to be more objective about our talent, maybe even positive, maybe even celebratory, appreciative, grateful for the body that we have and the abilities that we have. By doing that, we stop the cycle of just having our focus so inward or letting the negative comment about ourselves slip, and then having another dancer listen to you and think, oh my gosh, if he or she is judging themselves like that, they're probably judging me like that. Maybe I should start examining myself to make sure I'm not doing those things so that I don't get judged by that dancer. It's a cycle. And so dancers, in order to protect your own happiness and the happiness of others, stop disrespecting yourself, stop disrespecting others, take the road of maturity and integrity, and just say, no, I'm not going to do that. Point number two, it's going to come in a little heavy, but I mean it totally in love. Stop thinking everything is about you. And I will raise my hand and I will say, I have made this mistake too. I still make this mistake to this day. And I have to keep checking myself. When I have an insecurity come up and I have a thought that's like, oh my gosh, is that person judging me? Oh my gosh, did they think I didn't make sense or I'm not doing my job well? sometimes it is really valuable to have some self-reflection and to be honest with yourself, give yourself some feedback so that you can do better in any area of life. But oftentimes we take this to the extreme in our insecurities, and I think in our very like self-soothing kind of culture, it can be like, oh, you have insecurities, poor baby. Insecurities are something that is available for pickup anytime to any person. That struggle is very real with insecurities. And I certainly have compassion towards that. And I help dancers with that professionally, overcoming their own insecurities so that they can perform with confidence and joy. That's part of my job. So I care about this, believe me. But at the same time, we can kind of feed our own mindset of interpreting every little look from your teacher, or two dancers standing at the side of the room vaguely looking in your direction and talking. We can so easily be like kind of paranoid, like, are they judging me? Are they talking about me? And that's why I'm saying in this second point, stop thinking that people are looking at you. Stop thinking that people are talking about you, because even if they are, how does it benefit you to obsess over that, to think about it, to worry about it? Now, if you need to have a conversation with those people, have it. But if you're registering these worries as just like it's just an internal struggle that turns you inward and makes you insecure and lowers your ability to perform well, like that's the point where I say to protect yourself and your happiness and your ability to perform well, stop assuming, or I would say positively, have just kind of that first instinct to assume they're probably not talking about me. They're probably not thinking about me. And even if they are, so what? Point number 3, dancers need to stop deflecting compliments. I'm just full of hot takes today. I think deflecting compliments is actually a form of pridefulness, because someone is going out on a limb to say, good job. And you're saying, no, I reject that. I'm going to reject you being nice so that I can tell you I am better than what I just showed you. I am better than what you just complimented me on. It can just be so rude. Sometimes dancers genuinely kind of learn socially that this is humble behavior. And so for some dancers, it's not like intentional pride. It's just not knowing that it's not actually being humble. Like being humble can look like saying, thank you, I really appreciate that. You can even be honest and say, oh, really? I didn't think so, but I really appreciate you telling me that. I didn't think it was that good, but that really makes my day that you'd say that. Thank you. You can be honest, but in the end, say thank you and accept that, because they're giving you a gift. And also, like, so many of us are so much more critical of ourselves than anyone else is going to be. And so it can be really healthy to use that support from other people to remind you, like, you don't always see yourself accurately. I know I don't see myself accurately. How are we supposed to always see ourselves perfectly from the inside? We can't. And so getting feedback from other people is helpful, and it's really healthy and kind to receive that, and it will make you happier, I promise. Point number 4, dancers need to know when to stop trying to make things better so that they can go home at the end of the day and just rest and pick up the work tomorrow, and just to appreciate what they have. So dancers, learn to celebrate and appreciate yourself and your progress at every stage. That doesn't mean you're done growing. That just means you have a healthy relationship with work and rest, with knowing when to say, that is enough for today. I'm going to move on tomorrow after I rest. It is actually a practice of maturity and exercising good boundaries with your work ethic. There is a time for work, there's a time for rest, and it's really protecting your happiness and your overall well-being to say, that's enough for today. Point number 5, in order to be happier as a dancer, you need to stop pushing yourself forwards and motivating yourself from a mindset of, I will never be good enough. Essentially pushing yourself through fear and a mindset of scarcity. That's called away from motivation, and that motivational structure does serve a purpose. If you have your hand on a hot stove, you're going to be motivated to take your hand off of that stove in order to protect you from harm. You don't want to get burned, so you take your hand off. Now that protects you, but if you're always living in with a self-protection kind of mindset, you're kind of training your mind to perceive threats everywhere in order to motivate you to go forward, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense in terms of sustainability. It's not a sustainable, healthy mindset. So it's really, really important, and something I help my coaching clients with as a mindset coach for dancers is actually changing the way that their mind motivates them towards positive results so that they are then motivated towards a positive result because they are excited about the possibility of that positive result in their training or their careers. And that gives them, drive and passion and excitement and vision, just something that keeps propelling them forward rather than an inward struggle of, oh, I hate myself and I don't like my dancing and I don't like the way I look, and using that to propel you away from where you are. That's really not sustainable. I just wanted to briefly pause the video in order to just encourage you that if you are resonating with some of these points on like insecurities, a fear-based mindset, having a really hard time with constant negative self-talk and just really feeling so down on yourself all the time, or worried about your future, or even wondering if ballet is what's right for you. There's so many different mental and emotional challenges that dancers face, and it's my work as a mindset coach for dancers to help dancers overcome those mental and emotional blocks that prevent them from truly enjoying the gift of dance and performing well consistently. Especially if you are training seriously to be a professional dancer, mindset is a critical factor that will either support you in taking you further in your career and allowing you to perform well consistently with confidence and joy, or your mindset can also be undermining you every single day, causing you to lose energy in class and just get so internally focused that you're just so frustrated you can't do anything. I think we've all been there. We've all had those days where it's like, oh, nothing is working and I just hate it. Oh, I suck, And it is my work to help dancers formulate a mindset that is authentic and sustainable for them, which supports them in having confidence in their dancing, clarity in the next steps in their career. Because there are many dancers I've helped that are actually considering transitioning away from ballet or back into it, and they just need some mental guidance on understanding their motivations behind each choice that they have so that they can actually make a decision they're happy about. So there are many different things I've helped dancers with as a mindset coach. I would really encourage you to check the description down below, a link to my website, kirstenkemp.com, where you can learn about my services as a mindset coach and also schedule a free consultation where you and I can talk through the challenges that you're experiencing, get to the bottom of what mental blocks we would really be able to work on together, what your goals are, how I can help you to achieve those, and if we feel like we're a good fit for working together, I'll talk about what program I recommend and we'll set up the next steps for working together. If you're interested in that, I would love to talk to you. Again, head to kirstenkemp.com to learn more and schedule a free consultation. Let's get on with the video. Point number 6 is that dancers need to stop waiting to feel worthy of confidence when they one day achieve a certain status in a company or a certain part or a certain level in their technique. If that is what you're waiting for, you're going to keep waiting for a long time, if not indefinitely. I really believe that having confidence is a key factor in not only performing well, having the ability to perform well consistently, because that's what professional dancers are paid for. That's also what we all enjoy, whether you want to be a professional or not. It's nice to have an ability to consistently have good classes or just a good show or a good day. This mindset stuff I talk about, there's a reason why non-dancers watch my channel. It's because all of this is transferable to life in general, not just ballet dancers. Anyway, my point is that it's so important for your happiness, even your success and your well-being, to just find confidence in something that is available to you right now. You don't have to have confidence in being perfect because no one's perfect. And so if that's where you place your confidence, it's going to be very fragile and not sustainable. Point number 7 is that in order to be happier, dancers need to stop thinking or believing that what people want to see is technical perfection. That's what matters the most. No, what people want to watch is a dancer who's interesting, who has energy and confidence and just something special about them that's fun to watch, like an energetic quality. That's what's fun to watch. That's what makes you an artist or a performer, and good technique is important. which, by the way, if you want to improve your technique, check out my new program, the Mindset Movement Technique Accelerator. Link is in the description so you can learn more. Shameless plug. Technique is kind of like if you're an artist and you're able to have the skill to mix new and interesting, beautiful colors, you have more possibilities to work with the different colors on your palette to make a more beautiful piece of art. That's kind of what technique is. It gives you the tools and the foundation so that you have freedom to create something more beautiful from that. The technique is not the end goal in and of itself. It is not what most people are there to watch. Don't get discouraged if you feel so far from that standard you're seeing on Instagram, because technique isn't everything. Point number 8, in order to be happier, dancers, you need to stop believing that if you don't make it into a professional company, if you don't have a certain achievement that you've wanted for a long time, then your whole ballet training was a waste of time, it was a waste of money, it was a waste of your life, you'll be a failure. No, you won't. I've personally been through this. I personally faced that fear and experienced that fear in my life. But I want to tell you that there is purpose in every unmet goal. You can always learn something from that failure and find a purpose in that to then go forward and be better, do better, learn something. You know, what we imagine for our futures is not always what's best for us, but that doesn't mean everything you did in your past was trash and it was useless. It always has a purpose. There's like something to learn from it, even if it didn't really have like some like cosmic purpose or whatever. Like, you can always look back at your past, get feedback from that, and then go forward, having gratitude for what you've been through and what you've learned from it. Then be resourceful, take what you've learned and move forward and go do something else. And so if you really believe that your past as a dancer is a waste, if you didn't make it to the professional level, then it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can actually waste that beautiful past you've had by not using it, by not appreciating it, by being sad about it. And it's okay to be sad that, you know, one season of life is no longer. That's normal. That's okay. But your time as a dancer is precious. It's beautiful. It has a point. It is a wonderful growth opportunity and such a privilege just to be able to dance. So it's never a waste just because you didn't meet your goal. Maybe there's something better for you, and that's great. Point number 9 is dancers need to stop spending their lives trying to avoid and just worry about a disappointing event happening in their training. Like, what if you don't get that part? What if you don't get into that program? What if you get injured? I think we can spend so much of our time being like, oh my gosh, what if that happened? Oh my gosh, that'd be so terrible. I want to avoid that. You know, I love, I think I was watching, I totally forgot, but in the movie, one of the characters says, to worry is just to suffer twice. And that really hit me like, wow. That's really true. Life can be hard. Disappointing things will happen. Our expectations will be broken because our expectations aren't perfect indicators of how our future should go. And there's something to learn from those disappointing experiences. Enjoy today, because those things will come, those things will happen, but you will be able to get up. You will be able to keep going. And so trust that. And in the meantime, don't choose to worry or suffer twice. You know, enjoy today. And I know that's easier said than done, but just remember that if and when a disappointing event happens, you will probably be able to cope with it better than you think. So free yourself up to enjoy and be grateful what you have today. Number 10, choose to be grateful. Find something every single day that you're grateful for. Find something to be grateful for in your disappointing moments, in your hard seasons of life. In the times when things are going well, choose to be grateful so that you don't put your mind on, well, you know, she has this or he has this and it's better than what I have. So then suddenly what is once a good thing is it's not enough for you. Choose to set your mind on what you have to be grateful for. You will be much happier, I promise. So dancers, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you appreciated this video and were inspired by it. I would love to know what you thought of it in the comments below. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Also, let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see from me. I'm always open to suggestions. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.